Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And much due honors to all you sincere brothers out there that's pushing out this word, and continuing to labor in this work. So I want to just get into another quick lesson dealing with the times that we in and the seasons that we in, which would be considered the time of darkness. Why? Because as long as the so-called white man, all right, is in the power seat, then there will continually be a veil or darkness pushed out on the inhabitants of the world, man. Because you got certain of our people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, which are indeed the biblical Israelites, all right? Our people is looking to be enlightened, they going and entering into these certain institutions, trying to get all into the so-called white man educational system, which pretty much puts you farther and farther in darkness, all right? Because the so-called white man was set up to deceive the world, man. That's why he's known as the devil. That's why you see brothers in these camps referring to the so-called white man as the devil, because that word devil, Salakia, means deceiver, man. And when you look at all the deception that's been pushed on this planet, the paper trail takes you back to the so-called white man, all right? And Most High, in his grace and mercy, all right, he was merciful enough to bestow his light upon certain men, man, which when you really think about it, this is the most critical time to have that light, all right, in the times that we're in now, man. This the most important time to have the light, There was perfect timing, man. The Lord actually reserved this light or the understanding, of these scriptures to now, because it was going to be much needed in these times, the times of darkness, man. All right, so with that, I want to just go ahead and go into these scriptures. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, starting at verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. Right, so this is dealing with a certain number of men, who you see who have arisen, all right? We standing on our feet, going out on the highways and hedges, Why? Because that light from the Lord has shined upon us, which is enlightenment, man. Knowing you're an Israelite, knowing who your enemies are, all right? Knowing who actually run the world, who the shadow government is, and pretty much knowing the future, man. All right, pursuing the Revelation 19th chapter and the 10th verse. The Lord giving us visions. Why? Because we had the testimony of Yahweh Shai, which is what? The spirit of prophecy. So we know the things that's on the horizon. Hey, mainly that RFID technology, the mark of the beast, pursuing the Revelation the 13th chapter, man. All right? That's a part of being enlightened. All right? Verse 2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. That's right. See, the people out here in America and pretty much all throughout the world, because they're all under that vibration of the so-called white man. Look, the so-called white man, the world has been given to him, pursuing Job 9 and 24, man. All right? So pretty much all the people out here, the inhabitants of the earth, Salakia, is basically in gross darkness, man. They don't know what's going on. And especially those who got these bachelor's degrees and, been to college for 8 or 10 years, you in total darkness, all right? Because you pretty much subscribe to the so-called white man and his madness, all right? So the people out here is in gross darkness, all right? It says, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Yeah, that's right, because see, the Lord glory is seen upon the men that's actually going out there putting their face on it. The men that you see in these camps, all right, throughout the landscape of America and pretty much throughout the whole world. On every continent, the Lord got his men, particularly in Great Millstone, out there, man, so you can see that light. It even tells you that, Yahweh Shai tells you that, man. Where man lighteth a candle and set it under a bushel. No, he set it on a stand so everybody can see it. And that's what this scripture is going into. And that light, again, represents this knowledge, man. We pushing this knowledge at a high rate through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man, by way of this internet, this world wide web. Well, this light is going out in darkness, all right? Verse 3, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Yeah, see? And the Gentiles represents you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This is not dealing with all the other nations like the so-called white man, all right? Or you so-called Chinese and Japanese and Africans and Arabs, all right? That's not dealing with you. That's dealing with our people, all right, who are considered Gentiles. Why? Well, just look around. Do not they follow the customs of, the so-called white man, and even these ancient paganistic customs, Easter, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, 4th of July, so on and so forth. That what makes our people Gentiles. But guess what? The Lord, hey, we was all Gentiles, man. All right, but what happened? That light shined upon us. If you got a light in this high noon daytime outside, that light is not going to get recognized, But if you got a light, in pitch black darkness, then that light will be recognized. Because the people in the darkness, those with any sense, they're going to try to follow that light. All right? It's the book of Psalms. Chapter 119 and verse 49. I'm going to start at verse 49, the point on down. It says, remember the word unto thy servant, upon which thou hast caused me to hope. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word hath quickened me. The proud have had me greatly in derision, yet have I not declined from thy law. Yeah, and the proud is dealing with the so-called white man and pretty much dealing with the times that we're in now. Because that darkness is basically interchangeable with derision, man. If you're in darkness, you're in derision. You don't see where you're going. You're knocking things down. You're in a state of confusion, right? It says, I remembered thy judgments of old, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and have comforted myself. Horror have taken hold upon me because of the wicked that forsake thy law. Thy statutes have been my songs in the house of my pilgrimage. Yeah, and that's dealing with America. All right? Verse 55 in the point. I have remembered thy name, O Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, in the night, and have kept thy law. Yeah, and that night represents the times we're in now, which is the time of darkness, man. The time where the so-called white man has put a veil over everything, He got you Hamites calling yourself Africans, man. All right? He got you Israelites calling yourself Africans and Puerto Ricans, all right? Negroes, Jamaicans, Haitians, Cubans, Dominicans, all right? Guatemalans. That's darkness, man. Thanks to who? The so-called white man. He got you Chinese calling, you Moabites calling yourself Chinese, man. All right? You Ammonites calling yourself Japanese. That's gross darkness. That's that darkness that the so-called white man is responsible for, man. Turning everything upside down. He got you women turning into men. That's gross darkness. He got men turning into women. All right? Women out of order, women in leadership roles. He got women in the military, man. That's gross darkness. When you go into history, women didn't participate in that, man. You could thank who? The so-called white man. You got the animals at the brinks of extinction. You got chemtrails in the air, all right? Gross darkness. It's the book of St. John. St. John 1 and 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Yeah, that's the very thing that gives you life, man. Being enlightened, man, with the understanding of this word, man. Because understanding this word truly, you know, you're gonna know who your enemies are. You're pretty much gonna know the future, man. Oh, like the old saying, a light at the end of the tunnel, man. See, that's what you attain when you come into the knowledge, man. All right, true understanding of these scriptures. And like we say in our camp a lot, you know, hey, if you're not doing what we doing, then you don't got the truth, man. You might know you're an Israelite, or you might know you might know damn near 99% of the doctrine, but if you ain't out teaching on the highways and hedges, then you don't have the light, man. Verse 5, and the light shineth in darkness. Yeah, and that darkness dealing with right now, man. All right? It's dealing with the time we at. And it shines, man. By default, if you put any light in darkness, you know that it's going to shine, all right? It say, and the darkness comprehended it not. All right? Yeah, the darkness comprehended it not. And that's what you see. You can talk to a person today blue in the face. All right? You could be out on the highways and hedges speaking. You can actually dialogue, go back and forth with somebody on the comment board. But if they're not going to comprehend it. Why? Because they're in gross darkness. Light and darkness don't mix, man. You walk into your house, it's pitch black, and you hit that light switch. What happens? The dark flee. The darkness flee away. All right? So the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, has given us visions, all right, in this nighttime, man. And what's those visions? Let me end off the book of Revelation, which I quoted this earlier. I'm going to go ahead and get it. This Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Yeah, and when you go into that word prophet or prophecy, it simply means to see before, you know, or to say before, Salakia. And it actually goes into being the word seer, because in the ancient world, before they was actually called prophets, they was known as the seers, all right? And how do you see? When you had a light, man, all right? So the Lord, in his gracious mercy, gave us this visions in the night, which is a major attribute. He gave us a major instrument or tool to work with in these times, man, because there's no better time to have the light than in the times that we're in now, the time of darkness. All right, so that's pretty much it. I hope this lesson was edifying. Until the next time I say shalom.